Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is another episode of Hits and Picks. I'm joined by my beautiful co-host,
Brad.
Yeah.
Dr. Brad.
Which, he has a doctor in front of his name, but I promise you he's not that smart when he's dodging vehicles on the Warzone circuit.
Okay. That was a cheap shot.
That was a cheap shot. I'm taking it.
I deserve it. I deserve it, though.
I mean,
I accept it.
Which, again, I do the same thing, and I know this is a sports pod, but we'll get to it. I did the same thing. I do the same thing that you did last night. I've caught myself doing that multiple times. When you think a vehicle's coming towards you, you think the good idea is to run towards it because you think it's going to swerve, but you forget it's just going to run you over.
Just didn't move.
Wait, what is this? AFC Championship weekend, NFC Championship weekend, NFL
Both.
Championship weekend.
Yeah. Conference championship weekend.
That's what I was looking for.
We got there.
But yeah, basically, I think both of these games should be very good. I think the one that I'm more uncertain about is the Eagles and the Niners, because even though I'm a Joey B guy rooting for the Bengals, obviously I know Kansas City easily can win that game as well. So Kansas City versus Cincinnati. For me, I think the one that's more up in the air is the NFC game, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I think they're both up in the air. The Bengals have an advantage where it's being played at. It's at Burrowhead.
What a video.
I think if Joey B wins this game, he's the best quarterback in the league. I think he takes over.
I don't disagree because, I mean, for weeks now, dude, I think he already is.
I think he is too. I'm going to put money on Bengals over Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident in that bet.
So
actually.
what? So let me ask you this: everybody is on the Eagles. Is it just because of Brock Purdy?
On the Niners?
Yeah. Like, why are people just so? I get it. It's at home. Philly's been great. I understand that. Philly is an amazing team, but like everybody that I hear is pretty much like writing off, which is fine. I get it that there's no shot the Niners can win this game.
I think they could. They have the better, probably overall team, but when it comes down to it, Purdy's a rookie. I can't bet on a rookie quarterback. When last week he had some questionable throws. Past two playoff games, I know he got started off pretty slow in the first one. I forget last week how it started.
Let's be fair here, though. I'm playing devil's advocate. I get what you're saying. Jalen Hurts is a sophomore. If Brock Purdy's a rookie, Jalen Hurts doesn't have that much, and he's a very good player. It's not skill set wise. I'm just saying, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have experience.
Right.
He has just as much experience as Brock Purdy in terms of playoff experience. Now, Hurts, obviously, he's been in the league longer than Purdy. He knows how the NFL works better. Purdy's just on this historical run. I think this will only be, his 7th or 8th game played in the NFL, started in the NFL. Yeah. I like to keep the devil's advocate points here because not you, but at times I hear and read that people are talking about like Brock Purdy like he's just this little small freshman, when Jalen Hurts literally is just a sophomore in high school. It's not like he's a senior in college yet.
He's not, but one advantage I will give to Hurts in that experience category is he can run. So that makes up for the inexperience at some points because he can just say, fuck it, I'm just going to run. And
that's a fact.
Purdy, I think he's a little more mobile than most quarterbacks. So, I mean, he's got that a little bit, but not like Jalen Hurts.
Agreed. But Jalen also, Kyle Shanahan's system is like flawless.
Yeah, I mean, and you got Calf, you can just dump it off too.
So we'll see. Yeah, that's the game that I'm more up in the air on. We're doing a quickie here. Probably be just a few short minutes just to get something out there. And if you want to pull the games up, get the lines up, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever you want to do. I believe the NFC game is the first game at 3 or 3:30, and then we have Joey B and Patty Mahomes going at it later in the evening. While you're looking those up real quick, absolutely ruthless video by the Cincinnati mayor.
I didn't watch it, but I saw comments about it.
Oh wow, okay. It's literally pans. He's sitting in some kind of city council thing, pans up the big it's not a sign, but whatever the thing is, it says like Cincinnati mayor or whatever, pans up to the mayor, he's like reading this thing. Long story short, he calls it Burrowhead, then he gets to the very end and he's like, we're requesting Joe Burrow take a paternity test to see if he's Patrick Mahomes' daddy. The mayor said that before the game has even been played. And I get it. Burrow's 3-0 against Mahomes, but you kind of got to slow your roll just a little bit.
You do, but also I like it.
I like it too. I like it. That's my style of play. It just makes the loss hurt worse if it happens.
Right. But Burrow's one of those quarterbacks to where like you just expect him to win, and I don't know any single person that doesn't like Joe Burrow.
I agree. Better send those refunds.
Yeah. He's the best.
He is the
I
best.
wish if there was any other quarterback I'd want, it'd be him.
Oh, dude, I 1,000% agree. I think that's so fair. I think like, yeah, we all have our teams in the NFL, but I do believe you're allowed to, even though we rip old Big Melv, you are allowed to have a couple guys that like you watch and root for. Like,
right.
I think that's fair. We bust his balls, but I know he loves Josh Allen, which I get. It's the same thing for me liking Burrow and you liking Burrow, so I get that.
And he's in my division, which sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
So Mahomes got like that $500 million contract. Do you give Burrow the same thing?
So here's the answer would be yes, but I read something weird that Burrow will be the quarterback that resets the quarterback market, and I don't really understand what that means. I don't understand if that means like we're getting too high in these payments that he'll take a lower, probably more guaranteed type contract, or if that meant like by resetting it means like he's going to set the bar so fucking high that all these quarterbacks now like you have to pretty much be on his level to get this amount of money. I hope that's what it is, because we're just in a stage right now to where one quarterback gets paid and some average, above average Joe Schmo quarterback thinks that he deserves that much money.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they meant reset it as like Burrow's going to be on this level, Mahomes is going to be on this level, and you're not getting this money unless you're even close to that level. That's what I hope the reset means.
All these slightly above average quarterbacks are getting $30, $40 million when they don't deserve it. And you can see with how the year goes, they don't finish well. Because you can't have all that money tied up into one player unless they are truly elite.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
But, okay, we'll get into the first game.
And I just want to credit to myself. I just woke up like 35 minutes ago. I'm
It's
grinding
early.
out here, dude. I'm grinding. My eyes are still not all the way open. I'm doing my thing, man.
Okay, so we're going to do Niners at the Eagles. Spread is 2.5 in favor of the Eagles. Over-under is 46.
2.5. Wow. That is fucking tough.
They're both tight.
Damn. I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I don't see how I can't not pick the Eagles at 2.5. 2.5 is too small of a number. It's less than a field goal. And being the home team, only having to win by a field goal. As much as I want to root for the 49ers and my boss's new favorite team's the Eagles, so I got to tread lightly here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Eagles minus 2.5. I am going to take the over, though. I'm going to take over 46. I think this has a chance to either be like the 49ers-Cowboys game in scoring points, or like the final score ends up being like 38-35.
I'm going to take the Eagles minus 2.5, and then I think the only way for the Niners to win is to keep it under. But I don't see that happening, so I'm going to go with Eagles minus 2.5 and over 46 also. But this game's really a toss-up. Both of them are.
It is. All right. Only one more.
All right.
The season's dwindling for hits and picks here, man.
Bengals versus Chiefs at Burrowhead. Chiefs -1.5, which I think that moved a little bit.
It did. I think it was -1. Now we got the halfer.
Yeah, it keeps going back and forth, especially since people are seeing how Mahomes is practicing and everything, which he's obviously going to play. Over-under is 48.
I just want to say, I know Mahomes is a little banged up, but for people to think that that's going to affect how he plays this week is nuts. The only way it's going to affect it is if he re-injures that during the game.
Yeah.
But that I don't think that affects him in the slightest. Being an AFC West guy, I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's hard towards the end. You're kind of supposed to root for your division because it makes your division look good. I'm fucking sick of the Kansas City Chiefs. Literally haven't beat the Chiefs since we won the Super Bowl fucking 27 years ago, it feels like. Mahomes is a great generational talent. I don't have to like him. I don't have to root for him. I can't fucking stand Travis Kelce. And again, I know people like these guys, but I have to play him twice a year. It's kind of like the same thing with Steelers fans and the Bengals, why they can't root for the Bengals and why. It's the same type of thing. I'm taking the Bengals here. I'm riding with Joey B. Give me the +1.5. And can't even remember what the over and under number is, but I'm taking the over.
48.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
Okay. I'm sticking with the Chiefs too. I mean, Mahomes is great. He's top 2 quarterback. He's a little banged up. That's going to affect him a little bit. I don't think it's going to do that much. But why I don't like the Chiefs as much is they don't have an elite receiver. I mean, they got a tight end, but they don't have a wide receiver that's elite.
What about Juju Smith-Schuster, dude?
He's a
Say he's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum.
He's a below average number 2, I think.
I truthfully think the biggest weapon right now on the Kansas City Chiefs is when they get Jerick McKinnon involved.
McKinnon and that Pacheco's
very
back.
good too.
Both of them, they need them to do well to win, I think. But I don't see that happening. I'm going to go with Bengals +1.5, and I'm going to go over 48 too. I mean,
48's not a lot of points with these two teams, in my opinion.
No,
there shouldn't be snow. There shouldn't be weather. Like it should just be it might be cold, but
both these games are gonna be cold.
Oh yeah, true.
Kansas City and Philly. They're both gonna be great games, so I'm excited for that.
They're already greasing the poles in Philly. I saw. Do you know that's what they do?
I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't, in Philly, when big games are coming, they grease the poles so fans after they win can't climb it and knock stuff down.
That's hilarious. I can't believe that's a thing.
Like there's pictures of city workers just out with like food grease or whatever, just like literally just like greasing the poles with paintbrushes.
I mean, it's Philly. What do you expect?
Dude, like everybody rips Philly scum. Like I know there's probably there's rough places everywhere, but like Philly to me, I hate to say it, like it just seems like it's my kind of personality, bro. Like a little rough.
Very rough.
You got your cheesesteaks, you got your they fucking talk like this, like
shout out John Harvey.
Shout out John Harvey. Shout out the boy.
I mean, if you're a fan there, yeah, it'd be cool, but if you go there as an opposing fan, I feel like it's awful. They probably treat you like shit.
I feel like there should be a rule that if you go to an opposing stadium, you should have to have like some kind of escorts to like the bathroom and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like the end of the game.
Especially in fucking Pittsburgh where all those dumbass fans live.
There are a lot of dumbasses.
But
that's why I don't sit in those
yeah.
seats.
Yeah, shit, we don't sit in them seats, boy.
I will spend extra money not to sit in those seats.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, honestly. Great football season. I mean, not for me overall team-wise, but I think we learned a lot this year. We still got the Super Bowl. Everybody's kind of down and out on Josh Allen. I don't think you can count him out yet. I think we still got to give him another year, 2, maybe even 3. But I also I think Buffalo is just like one of those cursed teams like the Red Sox were, to where like how do you go to 4 Super Bowls in a row with Jim Kelly and not win 1?
That's the craziest stat ever. But Buffalo, let me look up Stephon Diggs.
He's gone after this year. After that fit.
He's 29. As soon as you hit 29, like that's it, I think, for a wide receiver. Like you're not the same anymore.
No.
Once you hit 30, like you're done.
Yeah, I think the only one that can break that rule is Tyreek Hill solely because he's fast as fuck.
So Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins are they're both very old, and we'll see how they do next year, but I'm not picking them in like fantasy football or anything.
It's
like
so
that.
weird to hear those names and say they're old, and then you realize they're just our age, and we're like, fuck, we're old.
I mean, we can't move. And you expect them to go out there against those guys?
Yeah, fuck, dude. Fuck that. But yeah, I mean, is there any highlights, anything you want to touch on? I mean, I know we'll do a Super Bowl epi, but that one will, I'm sure we'll try to get all of us here. But anything you want to touch on the season? Any great memories? Anything you want to fucking cherish forever?
That was a good one. I'm just going to say Matt Cannon's back.
What?
He's back. No, like, not like he's back like, in a
okay.
good way. Like, he's back.
Got it.
He's the coach again. So
that caught me off guard.
No, I will not be on that train unless he gets us to like one of the top 10 offenses in the league. But he wouldn't have kept his job if not for Kenny P. Like, he shouldn't have a fucking job. He's not any good.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't pay attention as closely as you do, obviously, but I feel you.
I don't know if I blame Tomlin more or like the owners more, because Art Rooney yesterday had a press conference talking about it, and I didn't like a lot of his answers.
I look at it like this. I said this to you, and I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to sound like a hater, but let's just lay this out here. The Steelers have had a above 500 winning record in how many years? 20, 21? 21 years in a row with Tomlin?
16.
16?
For Tomlin, I think.
Okay.
Something like that, around there.
Let's use that number. Would you rather have an above 500 record 16 years in a row with 0 Super Bowls, or would you rather have 15 losing seasons and the 16th be a Super Bowl? Like, I mean, we don't even have to answer it because everybody knows the answer to that question. You would rather have a Super Bowl.
Yes, but I just
don't think there's any argument to.
It's closer than you think, I feel like, because 15 losing seasons in a row, like that's 15 years where like you're just fucking depressed.
Agreed. But and I'm not even saying this to brag, but that Super Bowl just alleviates. Once you get one, that's all you need is one. Like, luckily enough, I've as an adult, I've seen them play in 2. They've won 1. And as a child, I've seen them win 2. Obviously, the adult one feels more real, quote unquote, because you can drink during that game. That's how I base it off of. But that one Super Bowl that we now have won like 7 or 8 years ago really alleviates any trouble that I've had these last 7, 8 seasons. It really does. So I don't know, man. I get your point, and I get it. But to me, it's like, at what point do you try to figure something else out? Because obviously, and if it was Tomlin, anybody, any team, I'm not picking on the Steelers, any team in that scenario, at what point do you change something because you think you have everything that you need, but obviously it's not enough?
That's a tough question. I don't know, because I like Tomlin so much, but
which is fair. That's fair.
You do think back to the Le'Veon, AB, Big Ben years, where like sometimes it just didn't work out because someone was hurt or the defense wasn't very good that year. It just didn't match up some years, and some years they fucking blew it.
There was at least, I would say, I'll be generous here and only cut it to 2. There was at least 2 seasons where all 3 of those guys were healthy and playing great, and nothing came of it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Like, I think Le'Veon's last year, like that's when like you knew like that was it.
And
like,
I don't even mean to dag the dagger even more. We talk about Big Ben, Le'Veon, and AB. You also had Emmanuel Sanders,
Mike Wallace.
You also had Mike Wallace. Heath Miller. Like there were dogs on those teams.
I don't have a Super Bowl yet. I'm not going to officially claim any, so I don't know exactly how that feels.
I'm just saying, if I don't ever feel it again, when you feel it once, it's like, okay. Like that's when you can alleviate any kind of fandom stress. Like as soon as, and again, we may never see this.
We won't. I know
but as soon as WVU in football or basketball wins or gets close to any kind of national championship, any bad years after that, it's like whatever, because you felt it.
Oh, if WVU were to win a national championship in football or basketball, I wouldn't care what happened after that at all.
So I'm happy. That's just how I feel. Like truly, that's how I feel with the Broncos. And that's probably not a good feeling to have because you want to win, but exactly what you just described is exactly how I feel with the Broncos.
Until you have a kid, then you're going to be like, I want them to experience that.
1,000%. That's why you just don't have a kid. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, other than that, man, Mounties got a big one against Auburn. We're going to go watch that.
You say a big win?
Yeah, big win. We're predicting the future.
Yep.
12-8, sitting 12-8 right now. Record-wise, if you don't pay attention to basketball, you see that and go, oh, my God, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That record's pretty much got us in the tourney still.
Yeah, like we should be in with that record,
and,
which is, it like sucks for other teams, but like it's one of the toughest schedules in the country.
Yeah, I think we have the 5th.
Yeah, which that must mean like I don't know who would have the best.
Well, it's definitely a
like,
Big 12 team.
Baylor or Kansas, but then like you're taking out like Kansas can't play Kansas, so like that's a big one for us.
Yeah, but Kansas,
but they play like Duke,
Gonzaga, Duke. I think North Carolina they played.
Yeah.
They play Kentucky. Well, Kentucky's not that good today. Fucking Oscar, you big bitch.
Fuck Oscar. Someone tweeted out who would be who's 2 transfer players that left WVU that you still root for. Someone said fucking Oscar.
No.
I was like, no fucking WVU fan should root for Oscar.
No. That's crazy.
You root for him to do terrible, not to get injured, but you root for him to suck and not make the NBA.
The only one that's tough, because I like Sean McNeil, I like to see him doing well, but I'm not rooting for Ohio State.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Which I don't know if last week, because I checked Joe, which again, Joe Lunardi's not perfect, but he's pretty spot on most of the time. They had us as an 11 seed in a play-in game against Ohio State.
That would be fun.
Dude, I would go to Dayton to watch that.
I would love that.
Dude, if we're in the play-in game, we should go because it's always in Dayton. They're always in Dayton.
Yeah, if it's in Dayton, I'm down.
Yeah, the first 4 is always in Dayton.
Which with the way the season's going, we could very well be in the play-in game. They're going to be like, we'll give them a spot, but they got to earn it. So
yeah. We'll fucking earn it, dude. All right. That's pretty much it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman. Subscribe to the Juice Box YouTube.
Follow me on Twitter, Brady_21_. We'll have a 5-5 record next week.